Dr. Merle Tyroller. I'm a licensed clinical psychologist, and this is March 26, 2020. It's pretty chaotic times right now. A lot of people are feeling a lot of stress, and what I'd like to do today is talk about some pretty doable, simple strategies for what you could be doing during this period that might bring your stress down a few notches. So I want to talk about first the feedback loop that goes on between your thoughts and the way your body responds. So what we know is that the way that you perceive the world, the way you're thinking about things, what you're saying to yourself in your head has a huge amount to do with how your body perceives the situation as well, and how your body's going to respond. So while cortisol and adrenaline hormones are being sent to your body, and your body is also sending messages back to your brain regarding the amount of distress it feels like it's in. And so this becomes quite a feedback loop and can result in that fight, flight, or freeze kind of behavior. So what I'd like to do is talk to you about doable, simple strategies where you can intervene with either doing something about the way you're thinking about the situation, or using strategies that might directly help relax your body some. And the goal here with stress management is not to take all the stress out of your life. We need a certain amount of stress to do good problem solving, but really it's about bringing it down a few notches so that you can, in fact, function at your best, even when things are around you are pretty stressful. So the first technique I'm going to talk about is called reframing, and the importance of the word yet. So it's important to listen to the way you're talking to yourself, and whether or not you're using words like I can't, or I've never, or nobody, or always, things that probably are adding an element of escalation to the situation. And even reframing these words can make your body feel differently. So, for example, saying something like, I don't know if I can take on one more thing. This is so overwhelming. I've never done this before. I have no idea what to do in this situation. Okay, that may be a legitimate feeling for some people, but it certainly isn't a real useful feeling. It doesn't really lead to anything but a sense of helplessness. But listen to when I insert the word yet. Okay, this is a really hard situation. I haven't yet figured out a lot of what I need to be doing, but if I break this down and take it into parts, I think I'm going to have a little bit more success and a little more confidence. Okay, so that was just the insertion of yet. It still captures the feeling, but it doesn't add an escalation to it, and it's much more likely that kind of thought will lead to some productive action. Another strategy is called compartmentalizing. And this is useful when, after you've done all of your contingency planning, you've figured out what you're going to do, if X, Y, and Z happens. Then what's important is to put that plan on a shelf, and then to get back to what's going on in the present, because the present is what you can control. That's what you have your agency. So when you're in a situation where things feel out of control, you want to control what you are able to control. So again, focusing on the present and staying calm. What's the best use of my time over the next few hours? Would be a good thing to say to yourself. Another strategy is a mindfulness strategy. And this would be if you're having thoughts that just keep coming in that are really anxiety provoking, you can deal with them in one of two ways. One way, the mindfulness strategy, is just to accept that, okay, there's that string of words again, there's that feeling again. Just because you're having the feeling, just because you hear the words, doesn't make it true, doesn't make it helpful. So you can just approach it with a little bit of curiosity and, oh, okay, there it is again, without attaching energy to it, without giving it more meaning. And what you'll find is that that thought or that feeling will be followed by another feeling and another and thousands more. And so, that's the nature of how we work. We have tons of feelings and thoughts all day long, and we choose which ones that we're really going to pay attention to. The other way that you can deal with intrusive thoughts is by actively distracting yourself. And you can do this by counting backwards from 100 by sevens. That usually distracts people. You can distract yourself with music. You can distract yourself with another conversation. But the important thing is that you're interrupting that ruminative cycle on an intrusive thought, and that's a helpful thing to do. There also are stress management techniques that you can use that will directly impact how your body feels. And the three most important things, of course, are your sleep, your nutrition, and your exercise, because this forms the basis. This is the grounding for your health in general, your emotional health and your physical health, and will help you regulate your moods so much better, and your focus and your concentration. So that is incredibly important. Another really portable, probably the most portable and easiest stress management technique to use that's going to impact your body is using a deep breathing technique. And anyone who does yoga has probably a lot of experience with this, but a simple way you can do this is I'll demonstrate. You just breathe from your abdomen, you hold the breath for a count of 7, and then you very slowly let it out. So it looks something like this. So what that type of breath does is that it just relaxes your body. You might need to repeat that 2 or 3 times until you can sense that your body is starting to relax a little bit. Any form of a relaxation technique can be useful in terms of just bringing it down a notch. Another important strategy is to use your rituals. Use whatever contemplative practices, spiritual practices that give you soothing, that provide you with a sense of comfort. This could also include connecting with nature in some way, even if you're doing that virtually right now. Extremely important is connecting with other people during this time. We're social animals. One of the best antidotes for feeling isolated or feeling fear is to connect with other people. So be sure that you're activating, that you're initiating contact virtually with friends, family, neighbors, because this is a really important part of managing your stress. So I hope this has been helpful for you today, and I hope that you stay well.